Hello and welcome to the Curiosity and Consciousness podcast. The intention of this podcast is to open your mind, get curious about yourself and connect to the power you hold within. I am your host, Maloney, an inside-out coach, helping you to believe in yourself and manifest your desires. Check out the podcast, available on all platforms, and go to my website, www.karenmaloney.com for all info. Hello everybody. Welcome back. It's me, Maloney, and thanks for tuning in for another episode. As always, thanks for joining, thanks for sharing. And today it's just me again, sharing a short process or tool or technique that I know has been a major support in my life in helping to gain some clarity, some space from our thoughts and situations going on in our life so we can observe them and move into more presence and more intentionality to move through what is going on. So hopefully it may support you as well in some way if you choose to play around with it. And the first part or the first step of this, it's like a 3-step process. And the first part of it is awareness. And again, if we're not aware of different things, that always has to be the first step, because without awareness, we're not aware of what's going on, what's happening, or what we may need to look at or change within ourselves. So when we don't know, we don't know. And then as we do know, bit by bit, as Maya Angelou said, when we know better, we do better. And that's always the case. But again, it starts with awareness. So next time, if you find yourself in a negative thought spiral, in a challenge, feeling fear or anxiety or whirring thoughts or whatever the case may be, I invite you to observe what is happening. So see if you can catch yourself in one of those spirals or one of those thought trains or in that autopilot mode. See, can you catch yourself? Become aware that you have gone into this space. And once you kind of catch yourself, then observe and notice what is going on and acknowledge. Feel what you are feeling. Name your emotion. Maybe even close your eyes, put your focus internally and notice what you're feeling in your body. And silently in your mind, name it. Name it, whether you're feeling your heart racing or like your chest is tight or you can't breathe or you've pain in your head or you feel sick in your stomach, pain across your shoulders, whatever the case may be. Just observe, notice and mentally acknowledge what you're feeling. Any thought, any emotion, any tension, any tightness, any sick feeling, any racing heart, whatever it is. Just become aware of it all. Take a moment to pause and just observe it all. It's not about trying to figure it out. It's not about judging ourselves for it. It's not about bringing the mind in and trying to trace back the story or replay the story or figure it all out. Just observe. Just become aware of what is happening, what you're thinking, and what is going on in your body. And again, silently acknowledge it. And just, for example, if you're feeling a racing heart, just acknowledge silently, okay, my heart is really beating here. My heart is really racing. Acknowledge any tightness, acknowledge any emotion of sadness, fear, anxiety, and just silently name it, honor it, witness it, observe it, allow it. And that part of allowing comes into the next phase, and it's more about accepting, just accepting what is. And again, this is without having to go into the story, blaming, thinking if they haven't done this or it's all their fault or whatever the case may be. Just accept what is. Just accept what is happening. And again, accept it without labeling, without having to go into stories, without blaming, without judging yourself, without judging others. Just accept what is. In that moment, just accept it. Again, as you are being aware and mentally observing and acknowledging what is going on inside of you, then just accept it. Just accept it for what it is in that moment without trying to push it away, without trying to change it, without trying to exaggerate it, without trying to lessen it, without trying to anything. Just observing, acknowledging, and accepting what is, exactly as it is. And once you move through those 2 steps, which can take 30 seconds or could take 5 minutes, each time might be different. But once you've gone through those 2 steps, 9 times out of 10, it's amazing how you will already feel more calm, less stressed, more present, have more clarity in your mind, feel more centered and gathered in your thoughts and in what's going on. And then the 3rd step is action. And again, that action might be having a cry in that moment, journaling, screaming into a pillow, going for a walk, or it might be just sharing with someone else how you are feeling. And again, without blame or you shoulda, you did that, just sharing how you are feeling. Or sometimes it's a total non-event. After going through the awareness and the acceptance piece, you see how it's really not worth your energy and your time, and you just go on to whatever your next task is. And again, that action piece can be anything that is intuitively calling you, whether it's something that you need to honor in that moment, express in that moment, or do in that moment. And again, this can apply to every kind of event, every kind of challenge, even a work situation where you're feeling all fear and panicked and deadlines and don't have enough time. Again, do the awareness, accepting what is, and then just take action. And sometimes it can be like, oh yeah, I just need to do this one thing. And if you do it, if you take action, it's done in, 5, 10, 2 minutes, as opposed to being stuck in mind and thinking about all the fear and the worry and the no time and the stories over actually just doing it. So try it. Again, like a simple 3-step process. With practice, it becomes easier and it's a powerful tool to have. And again, the second piece of acceptance is really, really huge and important as well. Because again, when we come out of the story and our minds, we can often see things from a new perspective and with new clarity and a new level-headedness that we know exactly what to do in that moment, or we know that it's really a non-issue and we can just drop it and move on. So moving into acceptance, first of all, allows that scope to either drop it or take action, which dropping it is an action as well. But acceptance is huge. It just comes out of the story, the fighting, the resistance, the feeling like needing to prove something right or someone wrong. It's just accepting what is. And like that, it offers a huge amount of scope for changing a whole situation. So that's it for today's episode. Just a short little tool and technique to help you move through, again, a challenge, an event, a fear spiral within your own mind, stress, anxiety, whatever it is. Awareness, acceptance, action. Let me know how it works for you. Talk to you soon. Bye.